Well, today is it as we wrap up the first season of Love's new series, the sequel series 2. Well, we're down to our final 2 episodes left of this current season, and gotta say, today is Call of the Wild Day as we celebrate our 5-year anniversary of the film starring Harrison Ford and Omar Sy and many others that were also in the film as well. Well, not only is the film out, but you can also find it on Google Play, Apple, and guess anywhere else you could find it. But it is also on there. Well, also, we got a book here that does have it. As you may know, the third of where it is. The yellow book, a hard cased type book. And so far, gotta say, it's pretty nice. But anyway, you go to page 494 and it'll be on there, which that's where we'll be at. Or, yeah, 439. I do apologize about that. But anyway, it's like that right there. See, if y'all want to read it, y'all can. I'll hold it up for a few seconds. And yeah, y'all can pretty much read it. Now, it's quite different from the 2020 film. And this one is pretty much the classic version of the Call of the Wild. So you got pretty good pictures. You see one about a wolf. And pretty good on that one too. It is a pretty good book to read. You can find this on Amazon or any bookstore. And so far, pretty good book. I've pretty much read it. See, I don't know if you guys can actually read that, but maybe you can. Remember, put this video to 1080p if it goes up that far. And yeah, you can see a lot of the words. It's a really good portion of this book. Now, best for the Call of the Wild Day is to pretty much show this right here. And if you read the book, it is good that you do. On this day of February 21st, so we celebrate our 5 years after the theatrical release of The Call of the Wild, which it released a day early in February 20th, but evidently before COVID and before all these theater shutdowns. And so far, a lot happened on those days. Time that I did my last show, which evidently I canceled just to come be a part of Love's new series. But yeah, really, really good book. Really nice. Nice crisp pages. And yes, it does have a picture, I think, of Buck and Spitz fighting each other. And this one is fighting them to the death. As you can probably see, that Buck right there was fighting Spitz. Blood being drawn. It was a dogfight because basically they didn't like each other from the start. Spitz felt very jealous because Buck was really the main dog that wanted to do the right thing, but Spitz, he was just angry all the time. He let his frustration and rage and jealousy and bitterness take control of him. But in the end, where he lost to Buck, he pretty much went on his way and ran away from Perrault and Francois, who delivered the mail in the Yukon and all around the area of Alaska. Whether no blizzard or blizzard conditions, they delivered mail. That was Perrault's job. But anyway. Let's say, got a lot of pretty neat pictures in here. As you can see, I think that right there is Buck pulling the sled through a wintry wonderland with snow, because you can actually see the snow falling on that picture. But you know, I like the film. It's really good. I mean, to commemorate this day, all of us must read a book or watch the movie or whatever it is. See, it's not just this book only, but there's the other version of The Call of the Wild. And, you know, pretty much it's a good book. I've read it. Wished I could have brought it with me, but I forgot it. But when we celebrate our 6 years here on Love's New Series, we'll bring the book. And yeah, we will definitely do that. See, we're already into chapter 6 is going through these nice, clean, crisp pages of this book. See, this is the different version of the book itself. I mean, it tells you about John and everything. But anyway, go ahead and keep on flipping the pages. See, this portion of this book right here goes from 439 to 493, which that would be the end of the third book. There's 4 books on this book. And so far as you look at the seal, is called Reader's Digest. Best Loved Books for Young Readers. It's really good book. But yeah, just look at it, just nice. But just can't believe that when we celebrate the Call of the Wild month in 2026, we will already celebrate our 6 years of the film. And yes, celebrated here on Love's New Series, as it is a dog show. And the Call of the Wild was all about a dog, and it's about the journey, the great journey. But anyway, loved the movie. It was one of the best films that I've ever watched in Regal. Now, during that time, I had the Regal Unlimited, and to this day, I think that I'm going to cancel and say that there ain't nothing good in the theaters anymore. I mean, all these movies make little to no sense. And gotta say, I think all of them are woke beyond belief what they pump out and stuff. Anyway, I think that would be the younger or older version of Buck. Buck was a short-haired Saint Bernard. And yeah, looking really good. I got a few more pages left to show you guys. I don't know if you guys read the book or not, but you probably have. Just really good. And yep, Madame Curry would be on the other one. That would be the last on this book right here. See, this yellow book is the one that would have the Call the Wild on it. And really, it is a great book to commemorate this day. The Call the Wild. And season finale of this current season. Just a really good book. Think all of us need to grab a book at times and just start reading it. Think The Call of the Wild was one of the most greatest movies I have ever watched. I watched it 12 times before the pandemic hit. They shut down movie theaters. A lot of us will never forget those days. And they are here on YouTube. And gotta say, it was during the time that I was with my old job, Sam's. And gotta say, I'm just happy that I'm not there anymore. You know, I've got a perfectly good job. I've got a nice place. But, you know, I also call this place my home too, if I need somewhere to be. Or if anything happens, I can always come here. Anyway, I mean, it's just reserved for me. But anyway. So yes, you're going to be looking for this type of book. And right there, third one. Start at page 439 because that will be where it is. 439 through 493. But anyway. And yes, it's called Reader's Digest. Best loved books for young readers. So yeah, that's the book that you're going to be looking for. Now, if you liked going through this episode, and you can pause to read if you want. You could do that. There's nothing wrong about pausing this episode and just getting in the habit of reading The Call of the Wild or even watching the movie with Harrison Ford and Omar Sy and the other people that created that film. Anyway, do hear footsteps approaching. Guess it's Dad. Anyway. Yeah, so it was pretty much a windy night last night. I'll return this book back after this episode. It is a beautiful day out on this season finale week. Still a little bit cool. Had wind damage during last night. Now I just gotta say, glad all that windy weather is done. Last couple of weeks, one front after another, it's been absolutely windy. But that won't be the end of it. No. As we get into next week, which we are off in our off season, we'll pretty much see other cold fronts move in as we get ready for the final few weeks of February and getting off into early March, mid-March, late March, start of April, mid of April, and pretty much the temperatures will rise up and already be back to daylight savings time, which that will come in a few weeks from now. Do believe, I think it is the first Sunday of March when we spring forward. But anyway, it's a little cool in the Texas room. Anyway, but still a little bit windy. I mean, it's not bad as it was yesterday or last week. But there's a lot of people getting tornadoes out there in Florida. So if you are watching, I think Dad is playing with the little ant biter. But like I was saying, there are tornadoes. There are a lot of things going on. Just a lot of events in the severe weather. Oh yeah, you can hear him barking. I think Dad is playing with him. From one side, you would have the snow. The snow would be on the east side, and you got rain and storms, possibly tornadic. But anyway, well, we are going to conclude this first episode of the season finale. We'll be right back with part 2 coming up. I gotta go see what my dad is doing. He's making that dog look like a wild badger or something. Anyway, we'll see you all in the next one.